Greg Doucette, who is a two-faced, lying sociopath sucker. Print that.
Alright buddy, relax. Someone's getting a little heated here. Two-faced lying cocksucker, all because he couldn't get a 10 at a bodybuilding show. Alright everyone, welcome back. Today, Dr. Mike Israetel has officially lost it. Now for those that don't know who this is, Dr. Mike Israetel is a YouTuber and sports science coach who is 40 years old. He runs a YouTube channel called Resonance Periodization or something like that, which critiques and talks about training and bodybuilding. And he himself is a bodybuilder. He's actually a very good guy and has a lot of valuable insight. His videos are very well made and, you know, he gets a lot of views. So you might be wondering, why the hell are you making a video on him today? Well, for the most part, it's because of his beef with Greg Doucette. Now, today I'm covering everything that's happened between these two because it runs so deep, and honestly, at this point, it's just not a good look for Dr. Mike. Now, before we start, make sure you join my brand new Munk Army Discord server, top link in the description. And yeah, let's see why Dr. Mike has absolutely lost his mind. So to start where this all began, back in 2019, Greg Doucette made a video about Jeff Nippard, basically critiquing his science-based approach to training and saying that he likes to train like a and instead you should be training, quote, harder than last time.
People are lazy, people don't train hard, and so to tell someone to hold back when they're already holding back is moronic and asinine.
I mean, look, it makes sense, right? Most people don't train very hard. However, I do have mixed feelings about this. Jeff Nippard's videos are actually really helpful in the sense that, you know, you get accurate science-based information. However, Greg is right here, bro. Most people in the world don't need all this information. You know, countless videos theorizing different styles of training and how many reps in reserve and all that shit. Like, bro, if you're a beginner in the gym, all you really need to know is to start with the proper form and technique on different exercises, and then, of course, learn how to actually train hard and what failure in a set actually means, learning how much weight you should be lifting with, all that sort of stuff. Now, funnily enough, even though this video wasn't even aimed at Dr. Mike, it was aimed at Jeff Nippard, Greg Doucette didn't actually get a response from Jeff here, but rather the one and only Dr. Mike Israetel. Now, Mike really wasn't angry in this clip. I mean, he was rather kind of just disagreeing with him.
His physique is excellent, his strength is just super impressive, and I've heard nothing but good things about him. Pretty sure I saw the entire video by Greg. He never actually answers the question of how much. He just says go harder, and he yells a lot, which is funny, but it's precious little to learn from that other than go hard.
And yeah, let's just say Greg did not take too lightly to this clip. Again, Mike isn't necessarily wrong here, but I mean, neither is Greg. Greg's pretty much saying that training to failure and actually trying hard is better than listening to all this science-based stuff. Well, Greg definitely didn't like that very much. Mike pretty much said here that, you know, 2 to 3 reps in reserve before failure is good. Well, this is what Greg said about that.
2 to 3 reps shy of failure is close to failure? Come on, no it's not. 2 to 3 reps shy of failure is a warm-up set for this boy. I don't train like a
Alright, Greg, relax. Look, I mean, he is right. I don't think that if your goal is to get bigger and stronger, that you should be leaving 2 to 3 reps in reserve. I mean, you're really not gonna get much out of that if we're being honest here. But yeah, bro, Greg definitely has his way of expressing it. Now, anyways, after this, a debate got set up between them by a mutual friend. Pretty much some guy got both Greg and Mike on a call in 2020, and they duked it out. And all this debate was over was training volume and intensity. Now, Mike was of the argument that science-based training and leaving a certain amount of reps in reserve was a better idea, and Greg was more of the opinion that just training harder than last time and having that as a general idea for the mass population was better. Now, with this debate, Greg didn't really bring his normal persona of like screaming loudly and shit. He was actually a lot more calm and relaxed, and seemed like he was a lot more open to learning here. However, Mike didn't clearly have that same energy. He admitted later on that during this debate, he just wanted to intellectually destroy Greg and really wanted to break him open. And yeah, bro, if you've actually watched this debate, I think the general idea is that Greg absolutely destroyed Mike, because Mike came there wanting a war and Greg clearly didn't. And since that day, bro, the two of them really haven't gotten along. They had a run-in during 2023 where Mike was interviewing people at the Mr. Olympia and ran into Greg Doucette. Pretty much this is what happened here.
Guys, I'm here with Greg Doucette. Coach Greg.
Training harder than last time.
How are you, buddy?
I'm doing fantastic.
That's awesome. What do you think's the best part of the Olympia?
I would say meeting the fans, to be honest. It's
I love
incredible.
the fans. They're great.
It's incredible.
Now look, is this kind of funny? yeah. But clearly you can see Greg is a little bit uncomfortable and was kind of just being a good sport about it, trying to get out of the situation. You can so clearly tell that Mike is so butthurt years later after this debate that he had with Greg. It doesn't take a fucking rocket scientist to realize that. But the reason I'm making this video today is because of what happened in this year of 2024 as I'm recording this. This video is going to go out on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day if you're in Australia. But going back a few months ago, Greg started to make more and more videos about Mike Israetel, mainly because Mike at age 40 decided that he wanted to go for his IFBB Pro card. I'm not sure why he really wanted to do this. Maybe it's because Greg already had his IFBB Pro card, so Mike wanted to be on that same level, who knows. But for this part, all you really need to know is that Mike wanted to prove that these methods that he used in his coaching actually worked, so he did a full prep, entered a bodybuilding show, and while the photo on screen right now kinda just sums up how that all went, he definitely didn't do very well. And to rub salt in the wound, Greg during this time was making so many videos about it that it's not even funny. This motherfucker probably made 20 plus videos just talking about how Mike shouldn't be competing, and the peak of them all, right, after Mike competed in this show, he for some reason decided to blame him losing on not having a proper tan. I mean, look at the photo on screen, bro. Do we really think that Mike lost because of his tan? Or maybe was it just the fact that he clearly just wasn't lean enough? You guys can be the judges of that. And look, I'm not the only one that thinks that Mike didn't lose because he didn't have a proper tan and it was clearly because he wasn't good enough. Greg Doucette also thought the same thing, making a video pretty much making fun of him for it. And at that point, the kettle was too hot, bro. Dr. Mike Israetel had clearly had enough. At that point, it was no more Mr. Nice Guy. Dr. Mike was on the verge of a generational crash out. So after this, Dr. Mike went on an interview titled, "Why Dr. Mike Hates Greg Doucette." And you guys saw in the intro, bro, this shit got pretty crazy.
Greg Doucette, who is a two-faced lying sociopath sucker. He talked mad shit in his videos with his fake voice about how stupid I was and how wrong I was about volume or whatever the it was about. And I was like, oh, this guy wants a shot at the title. So when we got face to face in a debate, I mirrored that energy. And he turned off his parrot voice and went straight into nice guy agreeable mode. And almost all the comments were like, oh my God, this Mike guy's a asshole. And this Greg guy just came to the conversation to try to learn. No, he didn't. He's trying to learn shit. He's like just totally two-faced. I was like, oh God damn it. Like I fell hook, line, and sinker for that.
Yeah, bro, someone's a little bit angry. One thing that's more important to note about this crash out is that Mike Israetel has gone on record saying that the steroids he's been taking has proven to make him really angry.
And I look at the pond and the trees and I'm like all I feel is rage and frustration and anger.
And yeah, bro, this clip has been in the middle of Greg Doucette's videos now. I can't even tell you how many times. So yeah, after Mike finally crashed out at Greg decided to make a response video, obviously. Because why wouldn't he, bro? That sounds like free views to me. And since this point, I reckon in just about every single Greg Doucette video I've watched since then, Greg has found a way to mention Dr. Mike Israetel every single time. I don't know how. Whether that be making fun of his tan, bringing up the all I feel is rage clip, bringing up him calling a two-faced lying sucker. Honestly, bro, it's the funniest shit ever if I'm being honest. He'll be making a video about Togi, about Jax Fit, Sam Sulek, something like that. And somehow he'll be talking about Mike. I don't know how he does it. I mean, this video right here, Jay Cutler is after Sam Sulek. You might think that that has absolutely nothing to do with Dr. Mike Israetel, but apparently it does.
No, because I never trained with a partner. Well, you know what it is? You're yelling at yourself inside. You're in this place by yourself. Who's yelling at you?
I 100% agree with this. For the vast majority of my training career, I did in fact train alone. I don't get motivated by somebody yelling at me. If you need somebody to yell at you to get that extra rep, then you just don't want it bad enough. I want it bad enough, and it comes from within. It's intrinsic. The internal rage that you feel, kind of like Mike Israetel doing hamstring curls. He's thinking about the fact that he never won his pro card because he never had a 10.
Like, bro, how the f have you managed that? It's honestly impressive. I see around 8 digs at Dr. Mike Israetel every single video now. And you might think that this ends here, right? But, nope, it definitely doesn't. Dr. Mike Israetel made a video about rating protein bars. Just, you know, a standard video. And of course, during this video, he ended up rating Greg Doucette's Seco protein bar. During this rating, he said the bar tasted pretty good, you know, alright macros, stuff like that. But his only problem was that the picture on the wrapper wasn't accurate to what was inside the wrapper.
Do you think it resembles what it looks like on the package?
What the fuck? This is a joke.
Nope, that's what it looks like on the package.
Well, that's what we call lying. Yeah. Decent macros. Tastes like nondescript something or other. And look, it's a bar that's neither shaped
This is a square-shaped bar, a rectangularly shaped bar. It's neither shaped like it's illustrated.
Okay, well, no I reckon that has to be probably the weakest argument I've ever seen, to be honest. Of course, the illustration on the protein bar wrapper isn't going to be what's actually in the bar. Literally every company does that And of course, as you could imagine, Greg didn't really take too lightly to this.
Do you think it resembles what it looks like on the package?
What the fuck? This is a joke.
And so he says, what the fuck, is this a joke, when he sees the photo on the protein wrapper in comparison to what's inside. But what about Quest bars? What about the Anabar? What about nearly all bars? Mike?
What the fuck?
And so you're saying that all protein companies are simply liars?
Me, bro. I'm almost actually starting to feel bad for Mike here. First he lost the debate, then he fully crashed out when Greg made videos about him failing to get his pro card. Now he's been called out for being biased rating protein bars. Honestly, I don't really hate Mike at all, but goddamn, he's clearly fucking lost his mind. Anyways, I'm done with Dr. Mike Israetel. Thank you to all my channel members. Click the video on screen right now because YouTube thinks you'll enjoy it, and I'll see you all over there. Subscribe.